The Golden Gate Bridge picture was taken, that was when I was at the American Society for Cell Biology, their annual meeting in San Francisco. Had an extra afternoon, so I went for a long walk with a couple of students of mine, graduate students of mine that were there. That was taken on our way back, and that, I would say, is one of the only images in which I have not cropped that image at all. We took a trip to Egypt a few years ago, and it was quite a profound experience, actually, for a lot of reasons. But one thing I learned is that you get a good sunset in Egypt almost every single night because of there's fine sand coming from the Sahara in the atmosphere all the time, so it reflects the light, and so you get these beautiful colored sunsets every night. So that happens to be the Nile River, so I just thought that was a fantastic image. And capturing that boat, those two fishermen who continue to fish by hand, and then in the background you can just see the mosque in the background. So I really liked that. There's another one that is a sunset image. It's in a city, Essaouira, which is in Morocco. It's on the Atlantic coastline from Morocco, so the west coast of Morocco. I didn't know at the time, but when I captured this image, I also got a lot of the street life underneath me. What I like so much about this image is so there's no filter being used here at all, but what strikes me is that the coloring of the streets and the streetlights is so similar to the sunset. Pure coincidence. And again, you've got the mosque in the middle there, and it was just such a peaceful setting because at sunset, people were going in for prayer. That street was packed with people earlier in the day. And so it's just a very serene time, and the coloring was just great. So scientifically, we study chromosome segregation. The cell goes through a very dynamic structure change when it does this, because you have to physically take one cell and make it two cells. And so we study that in large part through the microscope by looking at these events that are happening. So many of the images that you see are different aspects of how chromosomes are organized during this process, and then during the process of separation, and then the structure of microtubules, which is responsible for moving those chromosomes. And one of the things that I think is underappreciated is that when we used to do these color images on film, we used to have to do double exposures. You would actually expose for one color, and then you would make a change in the microscope filters, and then you'd expose the exact same piece of film for a different color. So that's no longer the case, because now doing digital microscopy, you can capture these things separately and then use Photoshop or whatever to overlay them seamlessly and all that. I would say that digital photography, and certainly the cameras in cell phones, has completely changed my approach to personal photography, because it's just so accessible and so easy now. I'm always carrying my phone with me, and I always pull it out and take pictures of stuff. My eye is constantly being caught by interesting things to look at.